What is up, guys? It's Dan the Man, and today I'm back with a new tournament at Chess Zone called the May Action. And for those of you who are longtime viewers of the channel, you'll know that Chess Zone hosts these tournaments once a month, which consists of 4 games of G60 plus 5 format. And it's a really fun tournament because you get to play a few classical games all throughout the day and learn from them as well. So it's just a good experience overall. And in this first game, I'm paired against Aayush Shrivastava. I recognize the name. I think we've played one other time in the past. I'm not sure, but I know he's been around, and I know of his name. So he's rated 1772, and I'm rated 1950. I'm trying to climb back to 2000 and above after a few pitfalls from some other tournaments. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump straight into the game here. So here Aayush starts with e4. We get e5, knight f3, knight c6, and here, fortunately for me, Aayush goes into the Scotch game, which I play as white, so I'm facing my own opening, and I pretty much know the replies in most of the lines. So I was relieved to see this, and not something like the Ruy Lopez or something like that. Anyway, so I take, and he actually doesn't gambit like I do. He just takes back normally, which is totally acceptable. And here, there are a few ways to play about it. You can go bishop to c5, you can go knight f6, you can even play taking on d4, which is a little bit questionable because you help the queen get out, but the engine finds a way for black to be more or less okay. But I just play knight f6, totally acceptable. So here he takes on c6. I know this is theory. I take with the b pawn so as to keep the d file shut and not have the queen trade open. Here he played the move e5, and here there's a few moves. You can play knight d5, which is what I did. You can also play this move queen e7, right, like this. You can play queen e7, which would pin the pawn, and white would play queen e2 to unpin, and then you would move your knight to d5 after that, and play would go on like that. But I just went knight d5 right away, totally fine. Although it does invite c4, which Aayush plays. And here you can move the knight again to b6. But here I choose to play bishop to b4 check. I thought this was okay, because at least I'm developing a piece with tempo, and I'm one step closer to castling, right? And here, we're both playing this really quickly. He has 58 minutes, and I have around 57. Here, he blocks with the bishop. I, of course, trade. He takes back with the knight, and now I'm thinking about where to move my knight. I don't know, b4 looked weird because you get hit with a3. b6 also seemed a bit passive. And here I was juggling two options, either knight f4 or knight e7. I thought knight e7 was maybe a little bit too passive because it sort of blocks my queen. I wouldn't have like the diagonal to develop from. So here I play knight f4, and that's better because it also prevents white's bishop from developing from the back rank because I'm having pressure on the g2 pawn. So here Aayush plays the move queen g4. That's fine, but it does get in the line with my bishop, so it is a bit dubious for now. So anyway, after queen g4, he's hitting at my knight, and he's also hitting at the g7 pawn. So here again, I'm at a crossroads here. I can play either knight g6 or knight e6, which would defend the pawn like that. I decided to play knight g6. Here I have a few minute time advantage. He spent a bit of time on queen g4. And here, Aayush made a mistake. He played the move bishop to e2. Doesn't look like a mistake, but again, as I said a couple seconds ago, the queen is on line with my bishop, so that can invite some problems. So here I play the move d6, and already I'm threatening to win one of his pawns if he's not careful. Because I'm hitting the pawn on e5 twice, and I open a discovered attack on his queen. So here he played the move queen to e4. And here I was thinking about 3 moves. Either d takes e5, which is what I played in the game, d5 to hit the queen like that and keep the center shut, or to castle. And turns out castling is the only move to keep the -1 advantage. I'll show the line here. If I had castled here, and white were to grab this pawn on c6, thinking that they're hitting the rook and gaining some material, it actually doesn't really do anything, because after I play the move rook b8, suddenly I'm hitting one of white's pawns, and they have to figure. And if they decide to take on d6, like say, hey, I'm gonna take one of your pawns and be up 2 pawns momentarily, the engine says, well, take on b2, and even though white's up a pawn, like, you're gonna win it back, and you have a really active rook. White can't castle because they hang the knight, so stuff like that, and that's why the engine evaluates it at -2.5. So that was what could have happened if Aayush had taken on c6. Alternatively, if he had taken on d6, you don't even take back. I was thinking maybe c takes d6 or something, or queen takes d6, just sort of immediately addressing the threat. Here, you can just ignore it, play a better move. You can play rook to e8 here, lining up on the e-file, and if white's not careful, you have threats of knight f4 coming in to pile up on that bishop over here. And if white thinks, again, that they're being materialistic, that they're forking the rooks, that they're attacking c7, you can play bishop d7 here, according to the engine, defending the rooks. And then, after the queen saves herself, you can play h5 and have a very big attack brewing on the white king. Like, bishop g4 is a serious threat here. And although white can play like h3 to prevent it, you just have a great position, even though white is up 2 pawns here. But, just that moment of being up 2 pawns is sort of unnatural, and you don't really want to allow it. So that's why I kind of wanted to take one of his pawns. So here, that's why I played d takes e5, blundering the advantage, not huge advantage, from -1 to about equal. And here, Aayush takes on c6, as I expected. Bishop d7, only move. Here he plays queen f3, and here I think about what to do. I can play rook b8 to hit his b-pawn. I can also play castles right away, but I figured castles can wait maybe a turn or two, because it's not like white can prevent me from castling right now. So here I make an improving move. I play knight f4, and I'm trying to exchange my knight for his bishop, and also just have it in an annoying spot. So here he played the move queen e4 again, which is a little interesting. I guess his idea was to threaten the pawn, but I don't care, because I castle. And if he were to take on e5, that would be a massive mistake, because I can just take his bishop over here, and he can't take back because he would get pinned. So that is why he can't do that. So yeah, it's an illusion. He actually can't take. And I'm castled. So here he plays bishop to f3, threatening my rook on a8. And here I could play rook b8, but I play this sort of interesting move, queen f6, defending my pawn on e5 here. And he actually can't take on a8. He actually can't take the rook to try to get the queen for the 2 rooks, because his king is just way too exposed. After rook takes a8, bishop takes a8, knight d3 is serious problems for white. Like, this f2 pawn is going to die, and white's king is just going to be hunted out probably in the next few moves. So that's why you can't grab the rook. So he saw that, and he castled here. And now I actually do have to save my rook here. So I play rook b8, rook a b8, hitting his b-pawn. He plays queen c2. I was expecting b3, like the engine said. I didn't quite understand why he retreated. At this point, we each had about 35 minutes on the clock. And here, I play the move bishop to c6. I'm just trying to challenge white's bishop and If my queen takes on c6, I would also be threatening mate, so that would just also improve the position of one of my pieces here. For some reason, now he played the move b3. I don't know why he didn't do it a move earlier, but okay. And here, I play the move rook on f to d8, and I'm actually making a very sneaky threat here. And I'll let you guys pause and try to think about it. Hypothetically, not that this would happen, let's pretend white played a4, like just a random move. The threat of what I'm doing with rook d8 is I sack the exchange. I play rook takes d2, queen takes, and I deflect the queen, and I also remove the guard of the bishop. So after I take an f3, white can't take back, because if they do, queen g6, queen g2 is mate in 2. So that little tactic there essentially is winning me a piece, because I deflect. I win like 2 minor pieces for the rook. So here he saw that. He played the move knight e4. And that, I already knew that was bad, because after queen g6, like, look at this. He can't move any of his major pieces. He's totally stuck. If he can't move his knight because he would hang his queen. He can't move his bishop because he would hang mate on g2. And he can't really move his queen in too many spots because he has to keep guarding the knight. So, literally, his only pieces that can move are pawns, his 2 rooks, and the king, which can only go to 1 square. So I'm essentially tying up 3 of his important pieces, and white does not have a lot of moves here. So queen g6, and I already knew my position was extremely dominant. So here he played the move queen b1, which I squinted at first, but I guess it makes sense. I guess he wanted his queen to be defended so that he can maybe move his knight away at some point and try to free up some of the mobility. But here my position is just totally crushing. I play the move f5. I'm marching towards his king. I'm gaining some space. And already white only has 1 knight move that just doesn't lose material. He has to play knight g3 here. And here I just keep going. I keep going. I can take on f3, double his pawns. The engine suggests that actually as the best move, because after that happens, the engine says queen c6, and you're knocking on the door of white's king, and you're going to take on f3 and checkmate him. But here I play e4. I mean, my position is just so comfortable that I can pretty much do anything sensical. So here I play e4, just gaining more space. What can be wrong with that? He plays bishop e2, and this is just really brutal for white, because like his pieces are all tied up. And my pieces are knocking on the door of his king. Like look at my queen and my bishop and my rook on d8. Like especially my knight on f4. Like they're just doing so much here. Here I was thinking about sacking on g2, but I didn't want to blunder something for no reason. Like it's not like the only move to win, and I just wanted to play something safe. I could have sacked on g2, but when you're like super winning, often finding like a safe collected move is the way to go, because you don't want to risk it too much. So here I play the move rook d2, and what can be wrong with attacking the bishop again, bringing the rook to the 2nd rank, and just building some pressure. So he tries to unravel here, get out of this bind. He plays rook e1, and here I just double on the d-file. I mean, I'm literally bringing all my pieces into the game, and his pieces are totally tied up. So here I play rook b to d8. He plays bishop to f1. I mean, this is just, look at this. This is just so ugly for white. And here I bring another piece. Well, I play h5, and I'm preparing to go h4, h3, and I'm literally bringing all my pieces into the attack. Like, white cannot do anything. White is just paralyzed here. So here he plays king h1. There's not much he can do. And here I play h4, knight e2, and I don't want to trade knights because my knight is just OP on f4, and I don't want to get rid of it. Again, I could sack on g2, but I told you, I want to play like a safe move to not throw the game. So here I play knight d3, and this move, I knew I was winning something, because I'm hitting his rook. Actually, the funny thing is his rook can't move anywhere. E1 and C1 are occupied, and if he goes rook d1 here, Then I can just take on d1, and after queen takes, I would play knight takes f2 and win his queen. So his rook is just a sitting duck ready to get obliterated. And I'm also threatening the f2 pawn. So he tries king g1, but the funny thing is, I don't even want that rook. That rook is totally useless. It's garbage. My knight is like an 8-point piece compared to that rook, which is like 2 points. I don't want to get rid of my knight. It's so good. And that rook isn't even going anywhere. So I don't take the rook. I instead play this move e3. I sacrifice a pawn to open this bishop to the diagonal. And I'm all about checkmating the king. I don't want to win material and make the game last longer. I want to end the game now. So here I play e3. He takes on e3. And here I just bust open all the lines. I play bishop takes on g2, shattering his defenses. He plays bishop takes g2. He can't really do anything. Again, I don't take the rook. I play h3, threatening checkmate in 1 on g2. Here he tries to hold on with knight g3. Here I play rook takes on g2 check. King h1 would result in mate in 1 with knight f2. So he plays king f1 here. There's a fast mate in 4 with queen c6, but I didn't find that because I was just trying to find the move that just was the most sensical, most logical. I played rook takes h2, and I mean, that delays it by 1 move. That's pretty negligible. Here I play rook takes h2, and this is resignable, but he wasn't resigning. So here he plays rook to e2. I just take on g3. He takes on h2. I take on h2. I'm threatening so many checkmates. Queen g2 is mate because the knight covers e1. Queen f2 is mate. I can play queen h1. I can promote my pawn. I mean, this is just beyond over. He sacks on d3 for some reason, and after I take back, he resigns. And we get a brutal win in round 1. Like, his king was just was getting bullied. Like, I took all of his lunch money. And yeah, I mean, his pieces just got tied up in a little cocoon, and he sort of succumbed to my forces. That's what happened. So great game by me, great attacking game. So if we look at the accuracy here, I played at a 90.3, and he played at a 75.5, which is a little low. I mean, he didn't really do anything wrong before that. But yeah, stuff like that happens. I'm proud of the game I played, and I'm proud of how my pieces were like really active and dominant. And this game just went well for me. So we win the first game pretty clean. If you guys like this game and want to share any thoughts in the comments, I invite you to do so. And I'll be sure to share the next games of the tournament soon. Subscribe if you haven't already to the channel. Let me know what you think, and have a great rest of your day or night. Bye.